wondered what it would be like. It's sizzling here at Autzen Stadium, and off we go. Gary Bryant Jr. on the return, and he is doused.
It's about as good as you could possibly play. Going to be more hostile tonight.
This is Bucky Irving, a tackle-breaking machine, inviting contact for 7 yards on first down. They will run it again by design.
Two true freshmen, Andre Jordan, better expect to see a whole bunch of time tonight.
Bo Nix, his first throw. It's a short pass, and it is complete. And it's Mascarenas Arnold. That was blown dead. Irving is going to run away, saying he was not down, but it was blown dead. And so there's no way to continue the play.
The only question here is going to be the forearm, Jason. I don't think anything else is down. He rolls right over the top. The only question is the forearm, but once that whistle blew, doesn't matter, play is dead. No, he hand plants.
Yep. That is not the right call.
No, it is not.
That's typically the guidance to officials, is let it play unless you're certain, because we cannot bring back the whistle if it blows. 2nd and 11, and they will once again go with Bucky Irving. We heard so much this week about Bo Nix and his mastery of this offense. This is one of those opportunities. Oregon State comes with the rush. Nix is clean. He's got Troy Franklin, and he's got a completion for the first down. Yeah, Jonathan Smith talked to us pretty substantially about how much the number of possessions in this game will matter as Irving is driven back. Tez Johnson in motion. Nix throws that way. It is Tez Johnson breaking tackles to the 45-yard line.
And they use him in motion so you can't come up and press him and then just uber quick after the catch.
Bucky Irving with his head down. It was interesting talking to Bo Nix about Tez Johnson. He said he does things that it looks like his body shouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, like take hits and just continue to get up.
In Alabama, and they consider each other brothers. Jordan James is in, and with a long step, he is short of the 35-yard line. It's going to be a sneak, and Nix trying to wrap around, and it looks like he will be a little bit short. 13 for 19, and it's Nix putting the head down and driving forward to see this through for the long haul the rest of the year. Nix rolling out and dropping it off. He has Jordan James dancing outside, and a nice move past Hart to set up 2nd down. Oregon typically goes into halftime on average up 19. Another run right ahead, and Mascarenas may have saved a touchdown for James.
I'll tell you what a 13-play drive does is it starts to wear down that defense as well.
Another run, head-to-head. Nix scanning and throwing. It's Bucky Irving on the move to the 5. Touchdown! All-time leading scorer in Oregon history, Camden Lewis. I mean, Bo Nix is running meetings now.
You said it earlier, Jason. He's running meetings. He's sitting in staff meetings. He is a coach on the field, and no flinching on that opening drive.
It's a pop-up kick, and Fenwick approaching to take it in college football. First touch for Uiagalelei and the boys from Corvallis. It's play action. He will roll and throw, and to the 2nd level, a sliding Anthony Gould with the grab. That's the explosive Silas Bolden in motion. Uiagalelei loads up and throws, and it's incomplete for Bolden. And now a marker comes in late. Tysheem Johnson on coverage.
Yeah, that was definitely a hold, a late penalty flag.
Oregon is pretty oft penalized this year.
Pass interference. Number 0 defense, 15-yard penalty.
But that is a thing that's hurt him, is the penalties this year. There's your first run for Martinez, and he is wrapped up. Oregon saw him last year along with Martinez for this tremendous rushing attack. There's a pitch. That's Fenwick to the outside, and he is right around the 40-yard line. Martinez split out. Uiagalelei on the run, and he leans, and it looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short. And a marker comes in.
It was the right guard Miller, it was the left guard Strand. Both of them tried to get started.
Now this is a very different fourth down play. 4th and 6 instead of 4th and 1. Uiagalelei, they stunt up front, and that was too hot to handle for Silas Bolden. Saw the sweatshirt that Dan Lanning is wearing. More on that in a moment as Bo Nix rolls to his right, and he's got Tez Johnson. And for more on that sweatshirt, downstairs, Allison Williams.
Yeah, an extra emotional senior night for Oregon tonight as they paid tribute to their tight end, Spencer Webb, who died tragically last July during a rock climbing accident. You can see the number 4 on the sweatshirt, also a 4 with Webbs on their gloves as they remember their fallen teammate.
And all last year, there was a spot reserved in the meeting room for him. The hash mark at the 4-yard line for his jersey number was marked as well. And just an awful tragedy that is still in the hearts of this entire program's roster. Oregon ran it a bunch on the first drive. Now showing the pass game down the sideline. Franklin was hemmed in at the edge for Bo Nix, who opened 5 for 5 on the first drive of the ball game. Bucky Irving takes his time and finds a crease to set up 3rd down and long. The most accurate passer in a single season in college football history. This side, Nix is on target. Tez Johnson. He sends Ferguson out that direction and throws that way. It is Terrence Ferguson, the tight end. Nix had that the whole way.
The rub route there could not get to Ferguson in time, and once again, here come these Ducks.
Nearly 60 collegiate starts to his name. Play action. It's a screen. It's Tez Johnson turning the corner. Oh, a dagger of a step. And my goodness. I mean, that was a dance class.
He is so slight, and they do a ton of this. Just a little bubble screen out here, faking the counter, and there comes the little bubble screen, and you just, good luck.
Oh. How do you do that?
Well, I mean, these guys size him up. They look at him. Their eyes can see this target that they want to hit, but then he makes a miss.
Grew up an Oregon Duck fan. Tez Johnson, and now playing for this team. And here's Bo Nix on the ramble into the end zone. Bo's adopted brother, Tez Johnson, gets a catch right out of the first quarter break. Where the Ducks are, if they win here tonight, they will play Washington in the Pac-12 title game. Let's see, Michigan, Ohio State coming up tomorrow. Duck fans will be interested in that game. Silas Bolden on the return. Oregon State needs a big play, and Bolden will make it to about the 24-yard line. This game is a priority in so many ways for the Oregon Ducks as Dorless, among others, collapse on a first down run for Damian Martinez.
Yeah, what collapsed on him right there was Popo and Taki and Dorless, and that's about half a ton. I mean, these are just big men that they are able this year to rotate through. Look at the 6-year senior in Taimani, the 7th-year senior in Amuvai. They are built for this moment, this stage, this season.
Couple of times a week, Amuvai getting acupuncture to make sure he's ready. Get that body raring to go. Uiagalelei, play action. He loads up a deep shot, middle of the field, batted away, incomplete. Dante Manning got the hand in on Gould.
How many times do we see DBs in that moment panic? But Manning's been around this place a ton. Yeah, there's little hands on him, but there's nothing that is impacting the receiver, nothing pulling Gould away. Maybe a little bit at the end.
I would say the shoulder pad is the only place that I would.
But his eyes are on the ball. His timing is to the ball, and I don't think it impeded Anthony from going up and getting it.
That's a good play. That's what you're looking for, is impeding the play on the ball. 3rd down and 7. Uiagalelei hit, gets it away, but that's not going anywhere. Tysheem Johnson stonewalled that.
You know, a season ago, Jeffrey Bassa hits DJ Uiagalelei right here, and I don't think he impacts him. He's about 205 pounds last year as Bassa, who comes around on the stunt and ultimately gets right there to the hip. And then the collision on the back end of it by Johnson. What do they say? Kill the engine. Get to the legs. Both the stunt and the tackle right to the hip.
Green the punt. Tez Johnson back to receive. He got hit immediately by Irish.
Will Stein right there. Man, was he fun to talk to yesterday.
Yeah, he went to high school because he wanted to become a play caller. And Dan Lanning has said, let's hit an explosive. Let's see where it is. Bo Nix to the 2nd level, right on target for Troy Franklin, and those guys can really cook together.
They can, and I loved that shot of Will Stein, and even more so Dan Lanning's conversation with Allison about sequencing. We heard it from Kenny Dillingham when we were here an awful lot last year. It's what Bo Nix wants. It's not one play call. My poor beloved Seahawks right now, watching them last night, it's just one call, here's a call, there's a call, everywhere's a call. No, you sequence those calls together. A D coordinator like Dan knows at heart. Like, I know how hard it is when they sequence, when they run a play to set up another play.
We're talking just for the defensive backs or like for the hash marks?
For the safeties, for the linebackers, for everybody. Here's a look.
And there's a run. Jordan James twirling into the secondary for a 1st down.
So here's the run game, right? And we saw it on the opening drive, and we're going to come right at you. And big old Stephen Jones, 74, who looks like he's about 370 pounds as he is just plowing downfield and eating up defenders. A week ago on a screen pass in Tempe, tonight right in that A gap, but you run that now, guess what comes off of it? A big old heavy run play action pass. Try to get those safeties, get those linebackers to be a little nosy.
There's your play action. It's a screen. And it is Herbert. And Patrick Herbert goes diving short of the 40-yard line. And what Bo Nix said about him last week and what his family has meant to this program, you could tell it mattered for Bo Nix to get him a couple of scores last week.
Selfless, whatever it takes, no matter who is around me in that tight end room. But when my number's called, I can do the job too.
Jordan James right up the zipper, and they just got his leg. It looked like Calvin Hart just scraped him enough. But this offense is humming.
Inside, outside, here's a jab, here's a jab. Here's an uppercut. And by the way, shot plays don't always have to be just chucked down the field. As Coach Stein showed last week too, those screens were pretty damaging. There were explosive yards off of those as well.
It was so interesting the way Will Stein described his own mind, that he sees space and he sees grass. That's the way he pictures offenses. It felt a little John Nash-like in a very good way, and you can see it in this offense and his play design. Nix launches, and Ferguson, one-hand reach, palming the football for 12.
You got little quick guys, you've got dynamic outside receivers, and oh, by the way, here's a big old 6'5" tight end, and I'm just going to put the ball with nice soft touch in a place that he can go just box out that true freshman McCoy.
He grabbed that ball like it was travel uno. Just put it right in his pocket. Bucky Irving. He is so patient. You know that?
He is, and you have to be with as much counter as they run. And this time the counter is both tight ends. Sometimes it's the guard and the tackle. That old adage you hear from the great running back coaches. And the running backs that seem to get it. Slow to, explode through.
You've mentioned the counter, and they're over 25% run play counter. What does that do to a defense, Brock?
Well, it's just a tremendous amount of conflict, right? You've got bodies going this way, bodies going that way, and then all of the misdirection screens and play action off of it.
This is the 18th play in Beaver territory already. Nix flowing to his right. He's been hit all of, 9 times this year?
Oh, I got an incompletion.
He almost had a smile on his face, it looked like, as he was rolling out.
Number 15 was in the area.
He said to us yesterday, 85%. I'm not looking at 78. I know that Mac Jones got the all-time record at 77, but for Will Stein, he tells Will, like, hey, man, 85% should be our goal. And in fact, if you added in the 26 drops that he's had around him this year, guess what his percentage would be tonight?
What's that, Brock?
85%. Wow. Big 3rd and 6.
Especially in a game that they were up 21 in last year, and Oregon State came back and won. Nix over the middle. That's right there to the 15-yard line. And Tez Johnson does have an Oregon first down.
In a very similar concept, just a little option route here. Not quite the same route that was incomplete on the other side to Bolden. But you see the change of speeds? I mean, Bo doesn't have to throw that thing 100 miles an hour to his buddy, right? He knows he's got a free blitzer coming right at him. I'm going to retreat, and then I'll throw a little changeup. I don't always need to step on the gas. Whatever the throw it takes, it's why he loves watching Mahomes. Whatever the accuracy and the velocity, it's flowing in 23.
Oregon's had the ball for more than 16 minutes of this ball game. Bo Nix. Headed, and Ferguson could not haul it in. Oladapo started the juggling act, and Ferguson nearly got booked for birthday parties throughout Oregon.
It's going to come right in the middle of the screen, and Oladapo is losing his footing. He cuts underneath it. He nearly gets it. That ball bounces in funny ways.
It does, doesn't it?
I can't do that.
Oregon's had now 26 10-play drives this year. That's the most in the Pac-12. They're doing it again. Johnson in motion. Got a block outside by Franklin, but Cooper came in to detonate that play.
And a nice job by Cooper to defeat this block. Look at the eyes. They tell you everything. He sees what's coming. He goes into Franklin. Tape tomorrow, I'm sure the Junior Adams, the receiver coach, is going to remind Troy, hey, man, on that you have got to initiate, because if you wait for the defender, and Cooper in that case, he's going to defeat that block and make the tackle in another 3rd and long situation.
Franklin usually a very good blocker, says Dan Lanning. This is 3rd and 9. And a marker comes in.
False start. Offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It's on Jackson Powers Johnson, the new center this year, Outland finalist, former ballroom dancer, among other exploits.
And a great talker.
Awesome. Such a fun kid.
You're going to see him. He just flinches. I think there's a little communication with James Rawls as well. It's that little flinch, and now 3rd and extra long.
Next for Irving, and he's hit immediately by Mascarenas Arnold, and Oregon, you would imagine, is going to take the points here.
That's a great tackle. You saw Christian McCaffrey do this an awful lot last night in one-on-one situations, kind of a Shanahan staple. Just get McCaffrey out in a one-on-one on a linebacker is an option route. And an excellent job by Mascarenas Arnold to close the space and kill the legs with kill the engine going to those legs.
From 34, and this one's sailing. It is no good. So Oregon State takes over. Could have been 17-0. It's not, off the missed field goal. And Martinez on the run, straight ahead. And there, he just churns those legs.
Got to.
Well, he can break away, too. He's got 8 runs of 40-plus the last couple of years. Right into the teeth of that defense, and he is dragged backward by Birch, among others, for Oregon State. Movement. There was movement in the slot. This should be a false start. Man, 4th and 1 became 4th and 6. Now 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and 6.
False start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
They're going to get Strand on the left side of the line.
Yeah, it wasn't Strand. It was his buddy next to him bellying the tight end. He could see it out of his periphery, but this is what the noise does. I mean, this is what playing in this venue can do to opponents. Just a critical pre-snap penalty.
I know it never rains in Autzen Stadium, but it pours noise. Here they come. Uiagalelei has a connection across the middle. It is Irish, and it is a much-needed first down.
And you see the difference on that third down versus the fourth down. Took just a little bit off of it. Oregon comes with everybody right in his face, but does a nice job of taking just a little bit off of it, putting it right between the 1 and the 3, and getting a valuable third down conversion.
That was a safety blitz as well. Evan Williams never got there. Stretch play, Martinez is lit up. Birch in there first.
And Birch is one powerful dude. He is right here. And he's going to own this point of attack in ways that the Ducks DNs did not do a year ago, and that is up against Fuaga, an all-conference to-be performer, an Outland Trophy semifinalist as well. And Birch at 290 pounds just packs more punch than the Ducks had a year ago.
Press at the line. Uiagalelei felt the rush, threw it, and somehow snuck it through, but Irish couldn't hang on. That got to his hands, but he never reeled it in.
How did that even sneak through?
I have no idea.
Yes. I mean, once again, the stunt coming. Birch is held coming through. And 3 Duck defenders. Irish has it in his belly as DJ takes another shot. What a throw.
They stem at the line. Here comes Birch again. Bull rush by Birch to the near side, and Bolden, leaning toward the sideline, pulls it in.
That was a long throw all the way across the field. Tremendous job on the deep out. You know, I was watching DJ in warm-ups. He loves to throw the deep ball, man. I mean, he was just chucking it 60 yards with ease, and that time a deep out all the way across the field. Bolden, just about 165 pounds, soaking wet himself. The body control to tiptoe and get a 3rd and 11 conversion.
Brother played in a bunch of these for Oregon State. That was a hot one on a line drive throw for Jimmy Valson, the 3rd, downstairs to Allison.
It's got to be a weird feeling for DJ Uiagalelei to look across at this Oregon defense and see his younger brother Mateo lined up against him. He said the two haven't talked a whole lot this week, but it will be kind of surreal. He said, what a cool experience, though, for my family. This was always a dream to have both kids playing on the same field at the same time, although probably not against one another. I'll tell you guys, though, when Dan Lenning said he told Mateo to go hit his brother, Dad, Big Oos as they called him, texted Lanning and said, you forgot to say hard. We know where they get their competitiveness from.
Yeah, go hit your brother. Hit him hard, says Big Dave. Bolden goes down, tripped up by Kyrie Jackson. DJ ready to throw. Birch had his hand up. What a jumping grab by Silas Bolden. He gets thrown back, and a marker's coming in. Dante Manning just tossed him.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Under 2 to go, first half.
Where's 88?
Have not seen Velling, but he's usually a red zone target. Uiagalelei incomplete. He wanted Gould.
Well, he had Velling right away, had an opportunity to isolate him away from the trip side. That's why he has caught 8 of those touchdowns, more than any other tight ends. DJ took a little peek at him. You're going to see they love to do this. He's just going to run a little post, and if he throws it maybe right out of break there, the underneath coverage, Abasa takes his eyes off of it. Run the ball here. Continue to possess the football, and if anything, make Oregon use those timeouts too.
Velling at the bottom of the formation, attached to the formation this time. It's play action. Uiagalelei hunted, and he throws incomplete for Gould. Jeffrey Bassa provided the sped up clock for Uiagalelei.
It did, but those are just the misses. Came into play a week ago against Washington a few times. Sure, Bassa is breathing down your throat, and I love the breath coming out of the face mat. Doesn't it just feel like a rivalry game in November after Thanksgiving? Those are the throws that DJ, if Jonathan Smith and crew are going to win this game, he's got to hit.
And if they don't get this here, they took enough field goals last week. You could argue they should go for it on 4th down as well. We'll see.
Depends how much of it you get right here.
Uiagalelei snaps it off and got it to the 13 for Irish. So that's enough to go for it here, you would imagine.
Dan Landy's going to call timeout. He knows his offense.
Out of the gun, movement at the line by Oregon. Uiagalelei running right, and he's clubbed down by Evan Williams. It's 1st and goal for Oregon State.
You know what that reminded me of? Sione Vaki from Utah when they would do their Wildcat package. It was the same thing. Just read the movement at the line of scrimmage, and when you see daylight, 250 come downhill, and I don't care if that Evan Williams got a big old turkey club try to punch you down, but you deliver the blow. And they're doing what we talked about. We're down to now a minute in the quarter, and they will get the ball, these Beavers will, to begin the second half.
Now the question is, how much time do you want to leave for Oregon?
None of it.
Let me finish. Uiagalelei, that is incomplete, and that's needless by Johnson. He might get a marker for that. He's not going to, it doesn't look like, but that toss, even this late in the season. Play action. Uiagalelei throws it for Bolden, and Silas Bolden lunges in for a Beaver touchdown.
So sneaky.
Look, there is so much baked into this game here tonight, right? Oregon State and Washington State both left behind from the Pac-12. And this rivalry has meant so much to so many people in California, but he knows, based on his brother playing here, how important this game is and how Oregon State feels about what's going on, not only as a team, but as a city in Corvallis, just up the road here, as Gary Bryant will return this for Oregon, and he is smoked.
Now these are big 48 seconds before half.
For an offense that's been on the bench for 19 minutes of real time, Bo Nix has to move his feet. He pumps across the line, and defenders across the globe still fall for that. It is a 1st down for Bo Nix.
Even if you're 2-3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, those guys will still at times honor that pump fake, trying to keep everything in front, right? You're going to drop underneath every route. Do not allow an explosive. And if it means scrambles, taking 8 or 9 seconds, you'll live with it.
Oregon State did a great job last year in this game, forcing Bo Nix to get off platform, move his feet, and they've done it sometimes tonight as well. Clean pocket this time. Chance to throw, and he does dance with Tez Johnson on a 1st down, Oregon. He's got to get to the line now.
He does. That is an unbelievable throw into bracket coverage.
NFL throw?
Yes.
Nix leaning back into this one, and a sliding grab. That's Troy Franklin, a 1st down.
There's coverage underneath his little brother Johnson. I mean, look at it. You see the linebacker. He is underneath that throw. You should not, could not, cannot throw it. But he puts perfect touch to get it done.
Bo Nix, sideline, batted away. That's Jermod McCoy, the freshman who's played well so far.
Now, how big does that missed field goal by Lewis come into play? What is your yardage that you actually feel comfortable? If you're Bo Nix and Dan Lanning, what yard line do you need to get to? I know he's got a big leg, but it is a confidence matter, I think, more than anything else.
They do have the 1 timeout, so they could play with that. From the 41, his long this year is 45, so at least the 28, you'd imagine, just based on that. Trips at the bottom. Bo Nix rolling to his right. Now he's got time to throw. Across his body, it dangles in the air to Franklin. Touchdown, Oregon! Time stopped for a moment. That's going to look beautiful on Ducks versus them.
Yeah, you're probably going to see this in New York City as well. He's had a number of Heisman moments, but he told us yesterday, hey, who do you like to study? And there's two. There's Burrows, and then there's Mahomes. And it's that throw all the way across the field. But I got a one-on-one, and I got my little brother Tez Johnson, or I got Troy Franklin. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go let them make me look good. Ludicrous.
25 career touchdowns, the most at Oregon through the air. Troy Franklin on that ball.
You hear veterans in the NFL say that. I mean, this guy's a veteran. Never again will we see a college quarterback start 59, 60, 61 games as he has.
Who knows where it ends up, right? Considering their college football playoff possibilities as Bolden just got mauled.
I'm feeling the former Heisman Trophy winner Mariota watching those throws and going, wow, that is not just amazing at the collegiate level. Those would be amazing at the next level.
Silas Bolden wants to make a play here. He gets turned around, he gets strung out, and he is swarmed under at the 10-yard line for this rush offense. So Martinez gets fed on first down, and he is tackled by Brandon Dorless after a gain of about 3. A lot of pointing going on. Uiagalelei rolling to the right. He throws to his right, and it's Gould on the reception. Has changed his life. A young man out of Leavenworth, Kansas, who went to high school here in Oregon. Play action. It's a reverse, and it's Irish coming this way in there as well, at least list price wise. That should be a delay of game, and it is. There's Velling in motion. He has not had a catch so far in the ball game. The outstanding tight end, Uiagalelei, snaps it off, and there he is, Velling with a marker coming in behind his run after the catch.
That's a lot of contact by both Oregon defenders. Tosh saying we are a conflict defense.
Prior to the pass, holding. Number 8 defense. The penalties decline.
Receiving tight ends for an Oregon State player at tight end in a season. Uiagalelei, nice pickup of the blitz, and he gets it away for Gould around Williams for a first down. Velling 18 yards for Gould and a first down run to feed Martinez into the middle of that defense and Popo Amuvai. A lot of time to snap it. It's Martinez again on the stretch play left, and he is stood up.
But this is absolutely cross the logo, 4-down territory.
So it's a run. Dorless was in the backfield, and that gummed up that play. So Martinez is off the field. Newell is the tailback, and it's Uiagalelei under duress from Dorless. And it's Oregon football. They're going to let this roll, I guess. That looked like an incomplete pass, but Jacobs does take it to the O at midfield.
Off the charts.
Bo Nix, a laser right over the middle. Oh, Johnson just stopped on a dime.
We have to play a clean game. We cannot have penalties and beat ourselves.
Troy Franklin, beautiful catch there. And Allison, to your point, here's James. And Jordan James does have a first down.
Right before halftime more than anything else, Jay.
That touchdown pass to Franklin. This was a clean hit coming. Instead, he snapped it off to his adopted brother, Tez Johnson. It's exactly what he said to you. He has the answer there as this one gets slung out to Franklin, and it's Cooper dragging him for a yard. Nix roving to the right behind that offensive line, and Joe Irving back in on 3rd and goal. Bryant in motion. Nix this side, incomplete. He gave some ground, and Tez Johnson wasn't able to make the play. He pulled one wide. This one from the hash mark is on the way, and the leading scorer in Oregon history, just taking over last week from Royce Freeman. Oregon State needs points, and it's going to start with an out-of-bounds kickoff. That's the 6th out-of-bounds kickoff for Oregon this year. Now Oregon State on a toss for Martinez, and he is ridden down by Taki Taimani. It's a second straight run. Tuioti got a hit there. The freshman, the son of Tony, the defensive line coach, and it's third down coming up. Bassa right up at the line. Here he comes. He's denied. Dorla straight into the face of Uiagalelei again.
Punt.
Green with a line drive, spinning toward Tez Johnson, and he'll fair catch this one.
But you're 19 minutes away. You couldn't close it out a year ago. You're 19 minutes away from getting there.
Bucky Irving is met and drilled by a pair of Beavers, including Hodgins.
Could have played a ton of football.
Hodgins, one of those guys, been through a lot of injuries, ankle, foot injuries. In stride, Troy Franklin, Oregon first down.
Come on.
Quickly to the line. They'll work out of the pistol this time, and it's a handoff for Bucky Irving, and he is upended. Hodgins finished the deal. Second down. Nix heaves it far side. Franklin in traffic, incomplete. They only have 2 games with 2 turnovers or more, the Oregon Ducks, all year long. Free runner coming. Nix heaves it, and he had the answer.
Knowing where everybody is on the field.
Nix felt the pressure, runs straight up the middle, and there's the athleticism. He's tripped up by Joe Golden.
Third down against pressure. Seen it before it happens. Rare stuff.
Fake the toss a little bit, out to Bryant. And Gary Bryant Jr. gets wrangled by Oladapo. And Bryant is hurt.
One-on-one possible if Oladapo does not get over the top.
It's Franklin up there. Fake the pitch. Nix rolling that way. And he does get it to Troy Franklin, where that single coverage lived.
Yeah, this is called an out and up comeback. And it basically is called uncoverable. An out and up, and then just the little comeback off of it. And if you have time as a DB, you just can't cover it.
And that was the case as Bucky Irving is stonewalled. Lolo Hea has had a massive series. That was McCartan that time who got in there, and third down coming up.
Well, we have a new left guard. We have Lalo Ulu, the true freshman, in right now at left guard for Marcus Harper for the Ducks. And they call him, what do they call him? 23 little.
Yeah.
So when they go 2 backs, 3 tight ends, he's of course the little one, his big brother. Not by size, but by age.
No, yeah, Faope is 23 big. 3rd and 2 for Oregon. Dwindling seconds, quarter number 3. Nix looking for Johnson. That is right on the money, and he staggers at an angle for a first down. He was leaning the whole time.
Off the charts.
Jonathan Smith won 2 of these as a player, both in Corvallis. Nix freezes, loads up a throw. He's got Ferguson on the cross. Ferguson tiptoes and leans and reaches down to the 1. Kelly in the backfield. It's a handoff. It's James. He's churning and scoring.
A little more of that counter. Look at Stephen Jones at 340-some pounds. Just kick it out, and then the churn, the effort, the want-to finish. Allison reported it before the game, man. They played last year's 4th quarter on loop. That was 31-10 at one point. It's 31-7, and you're 14 minutes away from the rematch that Bo and every Duck fan wants.
From Bo Nix, but throughout this Oregon team, it is player-led, and that makes such a difference, as you guys know.
It certainly does, and you can see it as Oregon State and Bolden out of the end zone, trying to make a play, and he gets crunched by Tysheem Johnson. Now this moment for Oregon State, they're down by 3 more than they were last year when they came back to win. Uiagalelei, and it's incomplete. I mean, they had 1 win when he showed up. His first year, 2 wins. This has been a big-time build for Jonathan Smith as Gould has Uiagalelei on first down the seam. He's got it to Bolden, who goes face first through Autson's turf and a first down.
Well, this was just, I think, the first bust of the night. You're going to see Oregon lose coverage. A little bit of tempo here. Guys trying to communicate, but ultimately nobody gets on number 3, the inside receiver there. Gould nearly house calls it.
Uiagalelei And a nice play to jump that route. Dorless ready to tee off, and he got run by that time. It's a straight run. Uiagalelei with his foot in the ground, and he spins to come up with the first down. Eventually, 2.5 yards a run tonight for Oregon State. So this is a pass. Uiagalelei sets up camp and throws it downfield. End zone intercepted. Picked off by Dante Manning.
Palaces in the desert seem to think he's the front runner. I seem to think that rematch in Vegas will probably be the decision maker.
You would imagine so. Two great quarterbacks. Bucky Irving slithers through a hole that just...
But Oregon is 11 minutes away from playing in next week, and more than likely that performance will go a long way in deciding it.
Bucky Irving trying to sidestep Mascarenas Arnold, and he talked to him about it this week, and he's been very candid that there was one that maybe he wanted back, but the success of the play is what matters to him. That's over the middle, and it's Trayshawn Holden racing just short of midfield. 171 missed tackles forced, by the way, for Oregon coming into tonight. That's second in the FBS. Ferguson got the block, and Irving is taken down. There's a marker in, and Jackson Powers Johnson right in the middle of it, who had an interesting way to put why he plays violently in football, as that is incomplete off Franklin. Was very open about some struggles when he was younger, as Bucky Irving takes a short toss and does a little dance and ends up with some yardage to the 41.
Bucky Irving.
He also included his center, by the way, because that's a very important position to him. Here's Irving in space. Bucky Irving veering and then spun around by Mascarenas Arnold once again.
When you watch a guy playing at the level that Bo is, setting the table for everyone.
Hey, look, Oregon has a punter. It's Ross James. Credit to them and their dedication to this craft of sports television that we are going to go up the road to Seattle. Here's a line drive, and Gould in stride is finally wrestled down. Second in state in Oregon in the 100-meter. Martinez to the short side. Second and 5, Uiagalelei. They're pawing at him. He throws it down the sideline. There's some contact, and a marker's coming in. Bolden got knocked around by Dante Manning. Jalen McMillan closer to fully healthy. Jalen Polk very dangerous as well. Uiagalelei snaps it off. Another receiver took a header, and Silas Bolden on the sideline. Oregon's had the ball, though, for 31 minutes of this game. They have controlled the time of possession all night long. Uiagalelei, his brother got there and caved in the pocket. Third down, 17. They're going to bring pressure, a lot of it. Birch is there, it is thrown and incomplete. Nobody home. Martinez was closest, I guess. Jeffrey Bassa, a lot of communication with Hill. They were snapping as Hill was looking the other way, and Uiagalelei had it deflected. It was tipped at the line.
And he's right near that tonight.
81.6 tonight, 31 for 38. That'll increase with another one to Tez Johnson.
You really can't. And the fact that he was wearing an Oregon sweatshirt way back when he walked into the Knicks household.
Wouldn't even go to Bo's first start for Auburn because they were playing Oregon and he didn't want to root against Oregon. They're going to have a delay of game.
I mean, it is as good as I can ever remember it.
The only thing we haven't had tonight is motion on a punt. So now we've got that covered. But you're right. It's the NFL is going to have this influx of talent from the quarterback position that we have been so fortunate to watch, especially in this rough and tumble year, obviously, in the Pac-12, and a final year for the Pac-12 as we know it.
Yep.
Most detail-oriented people you're ever going to run into, as Uiagalelei has a completion to the 20-yard line.
Love what they do, and it shows up, and it's going to show up over the next 15 hours as we head north. I can't wait to call that one with a 1 o'clock local kick in Seattle, and our crew can't wait to be a part of it.
Who do you think posed for the pictures best there in the billboards? You want to rate them? There's Valson with the catch.
1st and 10.
Nice segue. So look, Oregon State trailing 31-7. This is a team that has fought so hard to be where they are this year. They are 8-3. They took that loss to Washington. But Oregon took it to him today as Uiagalelei misses.
Output from a week ago in a just highly contested game in Corvallis. Hard to fill the tank again.
Second down throw, that's caught by Riley Sharp.
It was just not going to be a competitive affair.
Martinez on the run, face to face with the Oregon defensive second level and Jeffrey Bassa. Man,
remember,
what a season he's had. Huh?
Yeah, and remember, I mean, this is an Oregon defense, 96 yards rushing a game. That's it. They wanted to get bigger. They wanted to get stronger. They're much deeper than they are in the front seven, and that's how you win championships.
They've now allowed 53 yards rushing. Bassa's coming again. He swims through and gets to Uiagalelei. They've been a lot of fun on this defense for Oregon. Birch was coming again, and they were still flying to the football. That's 3rd and 4, pressure coming again. Uiagalelei into Birch, and Birch and Bassa together finish the deal. Freshman Purchase is on. He got there.
50 yards rushing. You made a statement. This committee loves them. This committee has loved what they have put on tape the last 5 weeks, and now college football is going to love the rematch between Dan Lanning's Ducks and Kalen DeBoer's Huskies.
It happens in Las Vegas in a week's time. Oregon, stopped by Oregon State last year from getting to the Pac-12 title game, is on its way for a rematch of one of the best games in college football this year, and Bo Nix playing for a trip to the college football playoff, a trip to New York City as well for the Heisman Trophy. So much still on the table for the Oregon Ducks as they beat their rivals 31-7. And we go downstairs to Allison Williams.
Thank you very much, Coach Lanning. You knew it would take a complete 4 quarters. How can you describe the way your team got this done in all 3 phases?
Every quarter, every snap, every minute our guys played today. We want to play our best football at the end. We're playing our best right now. That's a great game.
Speaking of playing their best football, Bo Nix was clinical tonight. Can you just describe what it was like to watch him work the offense the way he did in his final game here?
That dude was dialed in, man. Every opportunity he took advantage of. Pressure in his face. He hit some dimes. This guy's special, and we get to see it every day in practice. I'm so glad the world got to see it tonight.
How did your defense come through and stop in the run?
Well, they took it personal last year. We didn't play to our standard. They said this year we're going to play to our standard, and they did. They did a great job tonight.
And doing that gets you to the Pac-12 Championship game. What are you most proud of with this group?
I told our team earlier in the year that we control our own destiny. This is a great example of a team controlling their own destiny, knowing what's ahead of them and what they got to do to get there, and they did it every single day.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate it. Thank you.